What's up, y'all? Alright, so I am finally getting a chance to start in on the general lock stuff. If you remember in the video right here, I'm going to put a link up somewhere up there. We got in some general lock samples from Annixter. Thank you again, Annixter, for that. And I said in that video that we were going to be talking about several of the items, and because I've always sold LSDA, that's what I'm going to be comparing it to, just apples to apples, right? Taiwan lever to Taiwan lever, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to do the knobs in this video. We are going to briefly talk about the latches that is going to concern the doorknobs, but I'm trying to keep these videos all around short, 10 or 12 minutes, because we've got several items to go through between the deadbolts, the doorknobs, the Adams Rite lock, and the padlocks, and the mortise cylinders. So I'm going to try to split it up amongst the videos. So we're going to start with the commercial grade, or the grade 2. They sent me a grade 2 lever handle. You can't tell what's in the box. And we're again going to be comparing it to the LSDA. So let's take a look at them. Okay, so the very first thing that I notice, I've got the general lock, grade 2 lever, B00522, entrance L2536626. That's the finish, that's the keyway. 2 3/4 back set, S and C strike. US 26E satin chrome, Schlage C. CS 280. The first thing I notice compared to the LSDA is clutch is clearly labeled on the clutch. Now that may not mean a lot to you. May be saying, learn your freaking product numbers, Jason. You don't have to worry about that. But if I have this and a non-clutch on the shelf, and then I've got this clutch, it may have, I don't know what the product numbers are. I'm not familiar with the brand enough to know. This C right here may mean clutch. But first thing I notice is LSDA says clutch right there. This does not. So if I said to somebody who was new or who didn't know product numbers or whatever, and I said, go run grab me a clutch lock off there, run out to my van. If I had an apprentice, I said, run out to my van and grab me a clutch lock, and I had clutch and non-clutch on the truck in this, and he didn't know the product number, he would definitely probably pull the wrong one, and then I'd have to send them back. So number one, clutch entrance. I like that. You see, I've got two LSDAs here. This is both 300 series. This is the clutch Lexington, and it comes with the latch, it comes with the cylinder. The Madison, which is 300 MA, you can see it is less latch, less cylinder. Those are designed, number one, the only difference is this ring along the top of the LSDA is a little bit bigger on the Lexington. We're going to take them out of the box and let you look at them and probably compare the two. Another thing I noticed on here is this general lock, lifetime mechanical warranty. It's got a lifetime mechanical warranty, so it must be awesome, right? Per General Lock website. General Lock warrants only to the buyer that the products will be free from defects in material and workmanship for a period of 12 months from the date of shipment of the products, unless a longer period is specified.
Warranty does not cover wear and tear and shall be ineffective and shall not apply to products that have been subjected to misuse or abuse, neglect, accident, damage, or improper installation or maintenance. Buyer's sole and exclusive remedy under these warranties shall be limited to at General Lock sole option and expense refund of the purchase price or the repair replacement of products or parts thereof, which General Lock reasonably determines do not conform with these warranties. Buyer will inspect products upon delivery and will promptly notify General Lock in writing of any defects in the products.
Okay, that's it. I'm not sure about that. However, I will point out, I don't really care about warranties when it comes to these. It's not something that's like a selling point for me, because I've been selling LSDA loggers long enough to know that I don't really ever have to use. I've never had to call and say, I think LSDA probably has a 1-year warranty or 6 months or something like that, but I've never had to worry about that. And honestly, warranties can be a pain in the butt to deal with, because you still have to go out, you still have to take it off. Now, I can understand within a year, if one of these fails within a year, IDN's always been good about, oh, no problem, we'll send you another one. 10 years down the road, they're going to look, you got to mail it in, unless you happen to be close by an Annixter or a Clark drop-off where you can just drive it in. So you have to mail it in, wait on another one to come out. I don't know. The warranty's it's not that big of a deal to me. Now, I did notice this on the unboxing of these. I did notice that the latch appears to be like a smaller latch. This is the latch that comes with LSDA, and look at the size difference there. Look how big it is. It is so much bigger. Oh, it's so much bigger. Which means it's going to be heavier duty. You know, just because it's bigger doesn't necessarily mean it's heavier duty, but these remind me of the knob latches. If we come over here to the LSDA knob latch, look at that, same thing. We're actually going to try this. So sometimes competing latches work with each other. We're going to try it and see. But presumably this lever latch that's in here will work with the doorknob. So we're, again, because we're going to be kind of running out of time or whatever, we're just going to do this real quick. We are definitely going to do the doorknob in a separate video. So that is, ooh, okay, there we go. Ooh, look how, oh, that just sucks that sucker all the way in. Maybe it's just this plastic. I don't know. Maybe it just looks weird. Let's peel that plastic off of there. Okay, stay there. Okay, that's one of my pet peeves. So the one good thing, I guess, is that they're interchangeable. You can interchange the two, because here's the knob. The knob latch comes with this, and it's identical. So it's not identical, is it? Yeah, I guess it is. I guess it is. Anyway, so we're gonna, look at that a little bit more. So the one good thing, if you want to think about it that way, is you can use the latches for knobs and levers, whereas with the LSDA, you definitely have different latches. You can't use them because see how designed that is, and then see how that's designed. This, you can't use them interchangeably, but and also they're heavier duty. Heavier duty lever handle is going to get probably a lot heavier use than a doorknob will. So unboxing it, we see white, white fold over, same old thing here. This comes out. This one does feel heavier. So, and I will note, HKS, who apparently sells these, says that the grade 1 version of this comes with the heavier bolt for just a few dollars more. But sometimes there's a lot of instances where you don't need grade 1. I've put thousands of these grade 2 lever handles on places that probably needed a grade 1, but I didn't. I used grade 2 and they worked fine. I hadn't had a warranty on them or anything. So grade 1, understandable for heavy, super heavy duty applications, but not necessarily that big of a deal. So general labeled cylinder almost assuredly does not have any type of security pins or anything like that. Most of these builders hardwares don't come with security pins or anything. We can glance in there at the very end. The cylinders themselves, they're designed to be able to be switched out with like Ilco or GMS. So almost any aftermarket lock like these should be able to accept any of the cylinders that are out there that are, the Schlage C-style cylinders, and then you can just switch it out. So the general lock we see comes cylinder not installed. The LSDA comes installed. I'm gonna put that back up. Neither one of those have what I was talking about with the styrofoam booty of them in there, but we're going to go ahead and take all this out And we'll see. LSDA, so this one little thing with the LSDA comes with this little tab. Most of the time it crunches, like if that gets hit, it will obviously crunch down in there. But you know, when you're in a hurry and you're unboxing these, that's actually kind of nice to not have to poke that. So it doesn't always work, but it does most of the time work. All right, so we're going to get down to the bare bones. There we go. These are both clutch, like I mentioned. When you lock it in the locked position, when you turn it, the handle will turn and it won't open. So let's get the latch out here. See, there we go. So that, and then unlocked. Ooh, so it's one of my biggest things, like I mentioned a minute ago, is the latch has to pull all the way back. If somebody sells me a lock and that latch doesn't pull all the way back, I get pissed off. I get really ticked off about it. I get so mad. That's the very first thing I look at. So here's all our little pieces and parts. Let's take this one apart and see. So like I said, we do have to poke it, and the poker's in here. So let's go ahead and poke this apart. Look how far back the I don't know, that just seems kind of weird. Look how big how big that is too. So that's big rosette. Big old rosette on there, deep. Okay, push off. That did what it was supposed to do. Okay. All right. So when I opened it, I thought that this was a non-removable through bolt, and even on the website, it's like, if you do not use the through bolt, it will not be warranted. Understandable, but there are times when you don't really need. Even on a grade 2 lock, there are times when you don't really need a through bolt installed. That's just what it is. It is what it is. Most of the time, yes, I would say install your through bolt. But you don't necessarily on every single application out there need a through bolt. So let us see what's involved with taking these off, because with the LSDA, it is really easy to switch to non-through bolt by just taking pair of pliers, which I still have not sent back to Leatherman, grabbing the tip of it right there, turn, and then unscrewing it, and voila, we have no through bolt. And when you're not using the through bolt for these, you would use these short little screws. So you just unscrew that, and then you use the little short screws. Basically you would use your regular screws right there. And then instead of the bolts going through, as in, hey, through bolt, you would just use the little short screws. And basically it just attaches this to this, which this does have a spring on the inside here, spring on the inside there. Let's see about taking this off. These obviously do not unscrew, so you'd have to pop the front off and then take that out. Oh, and they just slip out like that. I am not a big fan of clip-in through bolts like that. Some people would say, well, I'm not a big fan of unscrewy kind, because when you go to unscrew your through bolt, you know, if it like got misthreaded or whatever, when you start unscrewing it, this part actually unscrews. It's kind of a pain in the butt to deal with when that happens, but it's not a deal killer at all. But I will point out this right here. This see how the posts go through like so. Right? Am I on the right? Yeah, okay, we're right. So oh, I forgot that one. Let's put that back in. I am not a big fan of that, because those posts can break off really easily. Honestly, I've seen that happen on a lot of the less expensive locks. If we take this one and pop it off, we'll use the competing poker tool. Come on. Oh, I gotta turn it with the key here. Turn. And I don't know. Does the competing poking tool work for the LSDA? Let us see. We gotta actually have to push this in. Push this in, and turn down. I don't think it does, y'all. Yep, it does. It works. All right, so there we go. We can see. We're gonna push this down. If we take this all the way off, it's actually one solid 100% retainer. So see, those are that's like fixed in there, y'all. There's no shaft that can be allowed to break. These will certainly break. I can guarantee you. Yeah, they will break. I've seen it happen. I've dealt with it happening, and these are just fixed in there because when you're tightening it down, those screws go through that and then into these. So that leads to a much bigger risk of the screws just like or the post, I'm sorry, snapping off. When those posts snap off, it is allowed to do this. In fact, I think we have some locks that we lost this week that had that same problem where they just shear off right there. I've never had the same thing happen with Acme or the LSDA brand because it's screwed into the actual body of it. So win right there. And what else about these? What else? The cylinder. So we have no tab. So we just pull the cylinder, drop it out. We don't have that stupid little plastic tab to deal with. That in itself is pretty awesome because that tab is, where is it? Okay, so here, if we want to put the cylinder in, we gotta grab a pair of pliers and we gotta like yank it. And then when you're putting it back in, you grab your cylinder and you do this and this, and then you shove it in there, and then it like gets all cockeyed, and you have to fight it to make it level. Or when you're taking them off and putting them back on weekend, you're like, oh man, I forgot to put the stupid tab back in, and then sometimes you're trying to get the cylinder out and it just wedges in there. I like not having to deal with that tab with the LSDA, and it doesn't make the cylinders looser or not. So again, the keys, the cylinders, same thing. Really, like I said, they're all the same thing. All made in Taiwan, just different factories. Same tailpiece. Undoubtedly, the same style. Like General does have one little bonus in that the plug is not chamfered. With LSDA, we have some pretty heavy chamfering in the plug, which a lot of manufacturers are doing this, y'all. It's not the greatest thing for tolerance issues, but I did want to point that out. I don't know if it says where this is from. No, it does not say. Most likely Taiwan factory. Here on the LSDA, I believe it does say where it's made. Maybe nowhere. Oh, made in China. This one's made in China. Little bitty tiny. Letters, I don't know. We'll look on the website and see. I'll just post it in the comments, but it doesn't say where that one's made. Either Taiwan or China, probably. Let's look on the bottom of this one. Made in China, yep. I think they've got LSDA factories in Taiwan and China, made in South Korea, so they've got factories all over. But that really just covers that. Which one do I like better? I've been selling LSDA for decades now. Even before I was here, we sold LSDA. So I've been servicing LSDA for decades. Some people say PLS is the best. Some people say General Lock is the best. Some people say LSDA is the best. And then those same people will be like, well, LSDA is the worst. Use PLS. And then the PLS people will be like, General Lock is the worst. LSDA is okay. There's so many varying opinions on it. I can only tell you what I think about it. I know I know for a fact I don't like how these are. Don't like that at all because you're putting all your torque when you screw that down, you're putting all the torque and all the force that's involved with everything is reliant on those two posts, and you know it's crappy metal. And also, I don't know if there's a spring. There's not a. Well, yeah, there is a spring. Okay, so we see the spring. Hold on, let's take a little closer look at that spring. Is that even a spring? Get off of there. Yes, it does have its own spring. Okay, just making sure. That's all reliant. That's all reliant on that little tab right there. So how does this one? Oh, okay. So another difference there. Look at this difference. This is another difference here that I just realized is let's take this off. Let's take this cap off. Sometimes that cap is not so easy to get off. Okay, we're not going to worry about that. So this one, maybe. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's what I thought. Look at the difference there. Look at the difference in post. Oh, there it goes. it just came off. Big difference. Big difference in how that's made. Definitely different factories. This one, if there was springs available, I'm not saying there is for LSDA, but if you by chance could find one, you could unscrew this and replace the spring. You could unscrew it and do whatever to it. This one is one piece. So I hope that answers your question, besides the fact that we have a huge difference in the rosette size. Look at that, how tall. It's the same diameter. Should be pretty much the same diameter, but look how much taller that is. Anyway, I hope that lets you decide. What's this inner plate going? Some goofy stuff going on right there. Look at that. Why is that? Why is that like that? That doesn't make much sense. I don't know what's got all these little doodads on there. We have no, do we? We do not. Okay, yeah, we do. All right. Right there. I was about to say, the little notches on the side, these things, that you got to have the little things right there for it that like knocks down. It does not have, okay, yeah, it does. They're little there. Okay, well, yeah, I've decided, as soon as I saw this, I realized that I was never going to sell this product. So I certainly thank Annixter for sending me these to test. Next video is going to be on doorknobs. Unfortunately, I've had several bad experiences with this post style. We've sold thousands and thousands and thousands of LSDA, so I'm staying. My vote is staying with LSDA on this one, because we have so many where we never really have to warranty a whole lot of them. Sure, we have to replace them after, sometimes 10, 12 years, but that's a fairly good life for a offshore branded, less expensive. It's actually, honestly, it's a good life for anything nowadays. But that's it. If you have any questions or comments on that, I can't answer much because I'm not used to the brand. Maybe post in the comments if you do use General Lock, if you're happy with it. I know HKS said that he does, but if anybody else out there uses them, it's just another choice. That's why I reached out and wanted a catalog, and they sent me this stuff. They sent me that, there wasn't any charge for it. They sent me that just to, I don't know why. I don't think they even know about this channel. Probably not. But that's the deal on lever handles. I personally am going to stick with LSDA. Your results may vary. You may be happy with General. You may have used General for 20 years as well and may be saying the same thing I am, but in reverse. But that's just what I think. So anyway, questions or comments, post them in the comments section. Stay tuned for the padlock. Stay tuned for the doorknob. Stay tuned for the Adams Wright mortise lock and the mortise cylinder. So thanks again for watching. We'll catch y'all next video.